let's get some cards on the table. I went for my wee wee. I watched my daily freebie video to understand what I meant by that. Well, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Today we are going to be playing GTO poker at 5NL. And not GTO poker as you probably understand it. I'm not playing game theory optimal. Well, I'm not playing game theory optimal poker. I'm playing ground truth optimization poker. Which is, ground truth optimization. It's an understanding of what's actually happening, not what should theoretically happen, which is, of course, what game theory optimal poker looks at, which it considers. In game theory optimal, which I'm just going to call GTO, it's asking what's unexploitable. What's unexploitable, whereas ground truth optimization, it's asking what actually wins money. GTO saying what's a balanced strategy. Ground truth optimization, it's saying how do I exploit my opponent's imbalances? How do I hunt? And hunting is inherently risky, right? You're risking energy, potentially resources. If you think about investing, it's like in the stock market and stuff. You're risking stuff for a greater payout in the future, right? It's probably when they have aces and kings here, like they are just always, always betting those on the flop. Will you sleep? He is very much asleep. That's ace king, maybe ace queen, every single day of the week. So yeah, it's I want to hunt. That's how you make money at poker. Being passive, hoping for your opponents to bluff. I check that. I check back that river. How often is a 17 V pip 3%? 6% 3-bet. I do think we can still here, but on this we just don't have anything to go with. How often are they bluffing that that river? Never. So you bet yourself. GTO, it's a theoretical framework. It's robot against robot. Ground truth optimization, it's understanding your opponent isn't a robot. Your opponent is crap. Your opponent sucks at playing poker. So why are you trying to play against as if they're a robot? Don't. What's the human element? Some people they'll I'll refer to this as true EV, which I think is a fantastic concept, and this isn't really too far off of it, I guess. But it's understanding what is the actual outcome of this bet. What is, okay, I bet this crappy hand. The flop's not good for me. I should be getting check raised so often here, but they're never check raising you. So don't think about they're 5%, 15% check raise frequency, because they're not. They're doing it 3% of the time. So go and bet. And that's what I want to play today. I want to play against humans. I don't want to play against robots. Robots are they're gonna destroy me. Not just at poker, but during the AI overtaking of the world or whatever. Be nice to your AI agents, by the way. I am. I say please and thank you to Claude all the time. Me and Claude, we're besties. So play against humans. Or ferrets. I'll be honest with you, this is an idea that popped into my head during my morning run today. And I was trying to think, how can I be clever with rearranging, reclaiming the term GTO. And for anyone who doesn't know, ground truth, it's as I said at the start, it's very much what is happening within the system, not what should theoretically happen. Nits. You see, look, you have King 9 off there. You're opening it because you're not getting 3-bet by the big blind at all. You're not the button's folding. The button's already folded. Small blind's already folded. And if you get raised, then it's just okay. Didn't work that time. You move on. But there, I won 2. Well, big blind and a half minus rake. Thanks, GG. That I wouldn't have ordinarily won if I was like, oh no, King 9 off. I know I didn't have King 9 off, but King 9 off. That's a crap hand. I'm not going to open that. What if they 3-bet me? They're not. Ace deuce off. Nit in the small blind. Kind of see, a little bit unfortunate there. But how many times do they have auto fold on? And I go around and I tag every single time that I raise 2 big, right? Oh, ooh, GTO says 3 big blinds is the optimal raise size in the small blind. No, it's not. Not when your opponent is 13 V pip or whatever, hardly 3-betting you. Just whack in the 2 big blind raise, and they've probably already folded, and you just scoop up the blinds. If they call, hey, bet 1 big blind on most flops, and they're not going to raise you enough. They're not going to call you enough. They're going to overfold, and you just scoop up so much money. It's small pieces. But look after the pennies, and the pounds will take care of themselves. And that is very much what we're doing here. Well, not the holistic ground truth optimization philosophy, but very much in those small blind, big blind battles. That's what I want to play today. That's what I want everyone to play against humans. Not robots. We're going to go and play for about 25-30 minutes. Nice, get that one through. I'm actually going to run off for a wee-wee after this hand. Can I oh, I can pause the OBS. Amazing stuff. Alright. Deal me in, dealer. Do you always come back to the big blind when you've been sat out? Ooh. Look, see? Tagging them. Auto-fold. Sure. Not really. Yeah, I do need to kind of focus a bit. Here, so I'll probably be going a little bit quiet. Jack 10 suited just looks like such a nice hand, doesn't it? Yeah, go on, C-bet. You see, they're playing way too face up there. Looks scary. It's like, oh, what if they've got a queen? Well, they probably don't have a queen, because they would have bet. And then what happens when the river comes and, I don't know, there's an 8 or a 10. Was there a 10? I don't know. They're not bluffing it. So what, it just goes check, check on the river. You get yourself into some real difficult spots when you play passively, when you act as the prey, when you have the prey mentality and not the predator mentality. That's how you lose money. Passivity never wins. Look at Keir Starmer. Well, except for, I suppose, his landslide election victory, but hey, I don't care. Gave up caring about politics a long, long time ago. Which means I'm putting to good use that politics degree I've got. Philosophy, politics, and economics, actually. In which I studied a lot of game theory. Actually, mainly during my masters. That was economics and finance. There was a lot of in fact, there was one module that was exclusively dedicated to game theory. Very cool. My lecturer, he would one of the examples, it was the sort of spin on the prisoner's dilemma. I think we can bet there. Now we're just checking through. I do think we can bet that river. Not the river, the turn. Because we have the best pocket pair. Because they don't have 9s. Yeah. Anyway, my lecturer would. It was like gave it a thought experiment. It was like a spin on the prisoner's dilemma. It's like 2 people want to go somewhere, but they don't have a phone. Yeah, right. Where they go? One of them wants to go to the movies. The other one wants to go to the aquarium. He meant aquarium. I say he meant. It's just his accent. But I always think of that. Like whenever I think of game theory, I think of that that module and that lecturer and the aquarium. And I don't know. I liked it. He very good lecturer. Very good module. Yeah. There's my ramble for the day. Thing is, if they bet here, yeah. There's not really a whole lot going on for us. I'm folding against the shorter stack. I just don't fancy it. There's not a whole lot going on. If we had the ace king of blue, then you're just shoving. But the reason I'm not calling is because, well, it's all going in anyway. So why am I calling to then just fold a turn when your options there are shove or fold? And I went for fold. They are probably overstabbing, but again, it's... And as well, against the shorter stack, you know, the shoving, the EV of shoving, it's just lower, right? You're winning less. You need more equity. You just don't have it. Even against jacks. I mean, you got 2 overs, but you're still not loving life. You see that right there? Yes, ground truth optimization. That's the play of the day. But another idea, another thing that I like to theory that I've kind of got is napkin poker. I think I probably mentioned it in a few videos, maybe, I don't know. But it's the idea that you could literally be holding napkins and you could still win, and that right there, that spot, small blind, big blind, that was an example of napkin poker. I can't even remember the hand that I had, but it was crap. What was it? It was 7-6 off, not the worst. But why? Tell me, are you going 3 big blinds in that spot? Why? Because GTO says that it's what you should do in the small blind against the big blind. I don't care. They've got auto. They've already folded. Like you can say that with 95% certainty, right? They've got a 15v pip or whatever it was. They've already folded. And this is kind of something that's a little bit unique, I suppose, to GG, because you've got the auto fold charts, right? And I've never used like this thing here. I didn't know that you could choose that, but it's like, yeah, you can scoop up so much money. Like I say this with a 102.8 big blind stack right now, but I've got that 102.8 because I take those spots. Yeah, okay, so what's this? Oh, only 5. It's tempting to call there, right? Yeah, okay. It's tempting to call there. Again, it goes back to the stack depth, you know? If I'm calling there, it's because I'm hoping that under the gun, Lewis Poker AA Alcoholics Anonymous or Pocket Aces is going to fold, right? And then what? I'm playing for an extra 24 big blinds because I'm hoping that I'm going to hit the queen, which, fair enough. But it's just not. It's just not there. So you fold. And here, now I'm saying, oh, nice. I'm saying, ground truth optimization. Don't play as if your opponent is a bot. But in this case, probably are a bot, right? Oof. Come on. Spade. Spade. That's not a spade. It's not even an 8. Oh well. Sucks to suck. Do we really suck there, though? I like the play. I rate it. We'll play a couple more hands just because it's just so it's not like I'm rage quitting after losing an all-in. Ooh. Not much we can do. Go on then. Make this our last hand. Because it's the last hand. All right. Yeah, still getting there. I didn't. supposed to be my study week, and I absolutely have not done that. Other things got in the way, but yeah, we'll be getting back to it. Back to it today, next week as well. And hopefully I'll play a bit better. Not that I don't think I played that badly this session. A little bit unlucky in a few spots. Would have been nice if we binked that spade or an 8 on the other hand. But yeah, ground truth optimization. You heard it here first. Think about it. Let me know what you think about it. I'll be talking about it more in the future. Until then, goodbyes are awkward. Goodbye.